Okay, hello, I'm back. This is my second video. I'm trying to figure out the best way to go about some sort of education for people who are in the position that I was in a couple of years ago, which is where I was just passionate. I didn't really know what I was doing, what I needed to do, how to start, where to start. Um, so it's been a lot of trial and error. I've had a ton of help from a lot of people, which I feel so thankful for. But I want to try to give back as much as I can. I actually had a fellow photographer reach out to me tonight asking if I offer classes, which I don't. And I think it's absolutely crazy that someone would even ask that of me because, you know, it's insane. And I don't mean to say that like to sound silly, but I just can't believe where I'm at. So today's video is just going to be all about my tools that I use that make my life a little bit easier when doing what I do. Um, I want to make a couple of videos in regards to camera settings and in regards to lighting and all of that different stuff. But I figured it would be kind of cool to start at software because I feel like a lot of people know a ton about camera settings, or maybe not even know a ton, but they are already taking pictures. So this might help people who are either already in the industry and are already taking pictures, but could just benefit from the ease, I guess. I think that this just makes my life a little bit easier, or could learn something new. So I'm going to be going through a couple of different softwares that I use on the daily, and also not so much softwares, but like different places that I use as far as like subscriptions, Honeybook, Shootproof, and then of course Squarespace um, for my website, and then good old fashioned Netflix. That's not one we will be covering today, but anyways, I have to start with the most important in my personal opinion, which is Lightroom. Um, if you're editing on any other software, I feel like you could be utilizing Lightroom in a way that will maybe make your life a little bit easier. It's super duper user friendly. There's so many different tutorials out there on the internet, which is how I learned how to use Lightroom. Um, Tons of different presets that you can buy to kind of like hone in on what you think your style is and where you want to go with your style of photography. So I'm going to go through some presets that I use all the time. So first and foremost is the honey preset from India Earl. I feel like presets, sorry, let me just pause for a second. I feel like presets can be viewed in two different lights. They could be viewed as very bad and kind of as a way to handicap somebody's creativity. Um, but for someone like myself who really had never even touched Lightroom, I found presets just to be a way to start, meaning that I don't ever just throw a preset on and leave my photo and move on. Um, Always I'm making adjustments to whether it's my highlights and my shadows and my blacks and my whites, or my texture, or my luminance and saturation over here on the colors, even changing the hue sometimes if I feel like the preset is doing some crazy things to skin tone. And I also use my brushes up here a ton as well. My brushes, and then also these gradient masks, I think is what they're called. Wow. Um, yeah. Anyways, I use that a ton, and I never just throw a preset on and say, okay, sounds good, whatever. So if you're not into presets, that is totally okay. That's the amazing thing about being a creative is you're allowed to give and take and decide what you want to use and what you don't. So if you don't agree with them, that's totally fine. Go ahead and fast forward past this. And if you do like presets, these are some of my favorites. So the India Earl preset that I have is her honey preset. This one is so hard for me to recommend because of the price tag on it. However, if you're new to editing like I was when I bought it, the education that comes with the preset makes it worth every single penny. Um, she first starts out by just showing you the preset, but then also breaks it down and shows you editing, and I'm talking hours worth of editing in different lighting situations. Not just golden hour, but midday, blue hour, harsh light, all different types of situations she goes through, um, and edits every single photo and shows you how she's editing them. So I found that to be completely worth it for me and where I was at in my photography journey. If you're a little more um, experienced, I guess, in editing or in photography, this might not be for you. However, her preset itself is just stunning. Like I said, I never just throw it on there. I always go in and make adjustments. So this is not going to look anything like what her preset looks like, but that's just my personal opinion. Um, she also has some tools down here that I do use with other presets. A lot of times I really like what her grain looks like, so I'll just throw that on or off depending on how much grain is on another preset. The other one that I use a ton is the Authentic Love, but specifically, sorry, let me go to a different photo over here. Maybe if my computer will load. Specifically, I use this Authentic Love black and white. Um, I really, really like high contrast black and whites, and I just feel like that one does a superb job. Um, so yeah, I use this one in all different types of situations, and normally it works. So you can see here when I click on it, we're not going to do a full editing video, but just to kind of show you guys how I feel. So yes, I threw the preset on there, but I already know I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up. So my reds and oranges are going to come up. Whites will come down. That'll come up. Bring my blacks down. Bring my shadows up. So now it already looks completely different from when I just threw it on there. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Also, I don't have them saved on this computer because I don't use this computer as often, unfortunately. But the Chewy Love or Chewyola presets by Chewy Photo. He has a couple of really good ones in that pack as well that I use. So Lightroom is amazing. If you guys have any questions on Lightroom, let me know. Photoshop, I unfortunately don't know as well. I wish I knew Photoshop a little bit better, but every day I'm learning and trying to grow in my Photoshop knowledge because I just feel like it could be something that takes your level or your photo from just really good to phenomenal or amazing. So I'm really, really working on honing in on my Photoshop skills, but I do use this quite a bit specifically for the animations that I make or the GIFs. I bought I don't even think it's technically a tutorial. I don't even know what it would be, but I bought a guide to show me how to make GIFs, and I've just been learning ever since because I love those. So there's Photoshop. Something else that I use is this Narrative. This is a blogging app, not an app, but I guess software. And we're gonna remind me later. I just did a blog on this wedding here, but I wanted to show you how easy it is. So this is kind of what the format will look like. And you can just go in, pull from a certain folder, add all of them in there, and then you just copy it and send it or upload it to your Squarespace. But if you go back, and we're going to just do a new one, test, just because I want to show you guys how amazing this is. Sorry, my computer is taking ever to load. Let's do one I actually need to blog, right? We will do this one. So we're gonna do Barb and Jason, create blog. So it's going to upload all of your images and then have them all over here on the left hand side. Yep, so they're all right here. Now here's where the magic happens, so get ready because this is going to blow your mind. But you just click this magic little wand and it throws them all in there for you. You do have to scroll down because it stops after a certain amount, like it won't do all 110 at the same time, but you just go in there and press that happy little button and voila. My blog is done. They're all uploaded in a really pretty format. If I felt like some of the photos were repetitive or I didn't want to include every single one, I could go in and just click on it. I don't want to delete that one because I actually really like that one, but there's 3 of the same ones right in a row, so just click and delete, and then there we have it. So you just go in and clean it up a bit, but all in all, it makes blogging the entire experience a lot easier for me. You can also go in and add a block for like text. So if you wanted to write text up at the top, one thing to note, if you are a Squarespace user, I don't use WordPress, so I've only ever used Squarespace. But once you have this already, you can't go in on Squarespace and add blocks into your content. So if you do want to add words, definitely do it on here before publishing it and uploading it to your website, because you won't be able to make any other changes. So you could just go in, add a block for some text. It has all of your different options here. Oops. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then you just click publish, and it's going to prepare it and write it, and I will be able to go in and upload it to my Squarespace, which we're going to head over there to Squarespace. I started with Squarespace a while ago. My layout for my website was completely different than what it is now. But I really, really, really love Squarespace. I am not by any means a coder or technologically savvy when it comes to websites and design. So the fact that it's really customizable while still user friendly was a huge selling point for me. I've done all of the work to my website myself. Again, it's been a lot of trial and error, unfortunately, but for the most part, it really hasn't been super hard, which is awesome. And I'm able to go in and, update my headers, my pricing, all of that stuff frequently without having to call in assistance like, hey, help, I'm stuck, So this is my homepage. You can just go in and make as many different pages as you want. So I have one for home, my about me, the investment, which is how much a shoot would cost, testimonials, and then the magic, which is my blog. So whenever you're blogging, you just go over to pages, and these are all my other pages, but the blog is set up differently. And it's set up so that on your actual blog, you can go in and make adjustments if needed and all of that good stuff. But I really like Squarespace a lot. I also have my email list where you can subscribe, and I can send out emails when I post a new blog or when I have, an event coming up or something exciting happening, new. I put out I don't even know what to call it, but like a guide to getting your photos taken. So I was able to email that out. It's really cool. I really like it, and I've had super good luck with my Let's Chat, which is how people get in contact with me if they want a shoot. They just hit here and it emails me all of their information, and I'm able to talk to them via email from there. So, really like that one. Another one is Honeybook. Sorry, I should have had all of these up, but you know, I don't think that far in advance. Honeybook is where I do all of my contracts. The coronavirus is going on right now, so we have some resources, but yeah, so I have all my projects in here, mostly weddings and things like that, where all of my contracts would be, and I just keep track of everything. I have who's paid, what's in planning stages. So yeah, I really like Honeybook. It helps me keep on track. There's a lot you can do as far as batch emails and contracts and invoices, bookkeeping, template. I mean, it's endless in here. It's really really cool. So I super like that. And then we have Shootproof, which last but very not least, Shootproof is so, so, so nice. If you watched my last video about how to download your photos off of Shootproof, we're going to use Jason and Barbara again because I just am obsessed with them. So this is what the photographer view looks like. This is what it's going to look like when you upload all of your photos. And then if you go up here to preview gallery, this is actually what it'll look like when they receive the gallery. So I really like that I'm able to kind of see what they'll see. I have it customized here. Then they can open it. My cute little logos up top so they remember who made the magic. And this is the client's view. So this is what they'll see when they get their photos back. One thing I really like about this is they have the download all, a cute little slideshow. I can add music to these if I want. Yeah, I really like it. I used Pixieset for literally a hot minute, maybe 3 shoots. And I just felt like the comparison between Shootproof and Pixieset was there was no competition for me. It was really I don't know. I just feel like Shootproof was a lot more user friendly for both myself and my clients, and I didn't find that they were having a ton of trouble with downloading their photos. So, yeah, I really like Shootproof. And then last but certainly, I said that was last, but I don't know if I can go on here to try to find my calendar because my Google Calendar is truly where it's at. But I think I only have it on my phone, so maybe I'll save that one for a phone one. But yeah, so to recap, I missed one. I'm so sorry. I don't have it up. Photo Mechanic. Okay, so Photo Mechanic is a culling software that I use. I don't even remember who told me about this, but whoever they were, I'm obsessed with them and I appreciate them. So, I make 4 folders, well, usually 4. Um, one for all of my raw photos, one for Photo Mechanic, for GIF if I did any GIFs, and then final edits. So what would happen is I come in here, you double click, it pulls open your photo, and then you can super quickly see, did I nail focus? Do I like this photo? Do I want to save it? And you can rate it You can see down here the color will turn pink, red, yellow, and I can just super quickly go through these and decide yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, rate them, and then after I've gone through that, we can just close out of this. It's still going even though I'm done. And then you just get rid of them, and all of your rated photos will be here. And these are the ones that I pull into that Photo Mechanic folder. So it pulls that photo out of your RAW into your Photo Mechanic so that you know that those are the ones that you're going to edit. And then instead of uploading 800 photos to Lightroom, I'm only uploading maybe 200 to 300, which cuts down a ton on that stupid little, your Mac is thinking, the rainbow wheel that happens on your mouse. So it cuts down on lag time a ton, and then of course time, because the culling process just ends up being a lot quicker. So yeah, that is the last one for sure, for sure. Hopefully this video was a little helpful. Hopefully you were able to get some good insight. If you have any questions on any of these, or if you want to know my opinion, which I just gave, but if you have any other questions, definitely let me know. I would love to talk to you about them, and help any way I can. So, thank you so much.